Get down and dirty when it's time to set it. I'm tearing through, clean your scene like ammonia. I drown ya, that crazy rate. What is worth? My energy levels about.
Hi, my name's Andrew and I'm going to be teaching you how to change a flat. The materials that you need to change a flat depend on the kind of bike you have. In this case, we have quick release wheels, so all you're going to need is a tire iron, a pump, and of course a spare tube. Flats can happen at the most unexpected times, which is why it's important to know how to change one. Nobody wants to be stranded with a broken bike. So, when dealing with a bike like this, which is a mountain bike, it has gears and it has brakes, both of which we'll need to disconnect. This right here is your brakes. To disconnect this, you squeeze these two together and pull this out, just like that. So, the first thing I like to do is flip the bike upside down. It makes it way easier to work on. Next thing you need to do is release the quick release. Not all bikes have this. Some bikes have bolts here that require a wrench to take off. But for this particular bike, all you have to do is this. Turn this, and you're good. Next, this is your derailleur. This is what changes your gears. You either pull this off to allow the wheel to come off. Now you have your wheel off. Next thing you'll need to do is make sure that all the pressure is out of the tire. To do this, you'll have to push on this little button inside the valve. That can be done with a pen, with the back of a tire iron, or something like a key. In this case, I'm going to use my keys. Once all the pressure is released, you'll need to take the tire off. Luckily, I have a tire iron attached to my keychain. So, you need to dig under the tire just like so, slide it around the tire. Next, you need to take the tube out. The tube is right in here. Sometimes it can get a little bit stuck to the tire like that. So, you're pulling the tube out, and then you remove it from the valve. Pull the tire back, remove the tube. Next, you'll pull the tire all the way off, and you have your bare wheel. Now it's time to put your tire and your new tube back on. First thing you gotta do is get the tire halfway on. If you have trouble, you can use a tire iron. So basically, there's what's called a bead, which is a little line of some metal wire that goes around it. It's tough. So what you want to do is you want to get half of that bead seated over the tire before you proceed. If it's tough, you can always use your tire iron. Now the tire's halfway on. So you can see it's still open in these places. Now what you need to do is you need to grab your new tube. Have it slightly inflated like this. Now you need to find the valve. Here's the hole for the valve, and here's the valve on the tube. So you're going to peel the tire back and put the valve through it. Okay, now it's time to seat the tube into the tire. So, like so, you're just going to push it in all the way around the tire. It's a little bit difficult with a dislocated thumb. Alright, there we are. Now, final step, besides pumping up the tire, is to run your tire iron around the edge and get the tire seated back on. Now your tube and tire are ready to go. Now all you have to do is pump it up and reinstall. Now we're ready to inflate our tire. First thing you'll need to know is how many pounds per square inch your tire holds, or PSI. Most tires say on the side of the tire. How do you know when you're pumping it? Most pumps have a gauge, like so. we're going to pump it up to 65 psi. So, here's the end of your pump. There's two holes. One is for a Schrader valve and one is for a Presta valve. This is the most common type of valve, a Schrader valve. So we're going to use this adaptation. Push it in, pull the lever, and pump. You want to make sure that your valve is in straight to prevent puncture.
A few moments later.
There we are at 65 psi. Now we need to just disconnect our pump. And we're ready to reinstall the wheel on the bike. Reinstallation of the wheel is the reverse of the previous steps to taking it off. So all we need to do, hold your derailleur up so the chain fits. Put the chain on it. Push it back into its slot. Sometimes you have to work it a little bit. This can be tough. Now it's time to reconnect our quick release. Now it's time to reconnect our brakes. Now the bike is ready to roll. This has been How to Change a Flat with Andrew Haydock. Thanks for watching.
Turn down for what?